Search crews on horseback and in four-wheel drive vehicles are out fanning out over a large swath of Texas and Louisiana this morning, as they have been for the past 48 hours or so. Global positioning systems are being used to track the debris field of wreckage and to create maps that could lead to the discovery of more pieces. CNN's Maria Hinojosa is in the Texas town of Hemphill. That's near the Louisiana border, and she checks it now live. Maria, I understand you've just left a briefing there.
Hi, Leon. I'm sorry you're breaking up in my ear, but I hear that you're throwing to me. We're in Hemphill, Texas. We've just been debriefed by the local officials about the developments here, and what we can tell you, the biggest news right now is that they will be sending divers into the Toledo Bend Reservoir, where they believe that a large piece of debris the size of a small compact car was perhaps sighted today. With me now is Sheriff Tom Maddox, who is here in Hemphill, Texas. Sheriff, tell us what you know about what you will be doing today at the Toledo Bend Reservoir. Well,
we have brought in, there are several dive teams there that have been brought in. There are a lot of people there that will be using their boats, and of course we'll use the aerial searches there also to look for debris around the water.
Now, people have been talking about a piece of debris the size of a small compact car, but you have yet to speak to the person who saw this. What is the plan there?
Well, officers have spoken to this person. He identified there where, it went down, readings there were taken that to positively pinpoint, where we think there this went in. The only problem there that we are running into, in debris when it hits the water, if you've ever dropped a nickel or anything into the water, what ends up happening after it hits that surface, it can end up a long way from where actually it went in. So, this probably is one of the problems there that we're looking at today, is that yes, we have identification there where it went in. We do know the person there that saw this object there go into the water. We will be talking back with him again, going over the readings there that we took at that particular time, and anyway, then if whatever is needed there to aid in that search there.
So you will be sending divers. Will you be sending them with sonar equipment as well today?
Well, the boats there are equipped there, first of all, with underwater cameras. They're equipped with sonar, and if whatever other equipment there that there's more there that are available, a better and more sophisticated equipment there than what is on here. And if NASA there does think there that we need to use that, then that will be available.
Thank you so much. That's Sheriff Tom Maddox here in Hemphill, Texas. We also know that between 100 to 300 National Guards have been called up to help continue on the foot search. We're talking about people who are going into the Sabine National Forest. So while there will be some movement into the Toledo Bend National Reservoir to look for this large piece, this very large piece of debris, they will also continue on the foot searches. Back to you.
All right, good deal. Thank you, Maria Hinojosa, reporting live for us from Hemphill, Texas. And for those who may be concerned about the water quality there in that reservoir, we've been assured by the authorities there that even though there were lots of toxic chemicals that may have been on those parts that fell into that reservoir, they do not pose a health threat to those who are drinking that water there. 24 minutes after the hour now. Let's go now to Darren Kagan, who's standing by the Kennedy Space Center there. And Darren, as you may have heard moments ago, Rusty Dornan talking about how Houston is a big city but a small town when it comes to the Space Center there. I got to think that's the same situation you got happening down there, and because of that, everyone is somehow, some way connected to the tragedy that happened there over the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, Leon. In fact, in more ways than you can even imagine. We called up Congressman Tom Feeney and invited him to be with us this hour. In fact, he's here with me just now. And talk about, Congressman, good morning, by the way. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
This very busy time. Leon was commenting about how this is a sense, not only at Johnson, but here, that this is one big family. This is literally family for you, since your wife works right here at the center.
Ellen's worked down here for 18 years as an engineer for one of the contractors, and people that aren't affiliated with NASA may not understand this is more than a job. It's a passion for the people that work here. It really is one big family, and so obviously a disaster like this hurts all of us very deeply.
And the people working here not only concerned, of course, number one, concerned for the families of the astronauts, but also for the program. And not just what's going to happen to the future of the space program, but what will happen to the future of their livelihood. You're going to be in on a meeting in the next hour where I imagine some of those issues will be addressed?
At 11:30 this morning, the Center Director, Roy Bridges, is going to have an all-hands meeting, about 500 to 600 NASA employees, where he'll probably give them a briefing, but the ultimate purpose here is to really boost the morale, the esprit de corps of all the many great folks that work at NASA. These people are perfectionists. They care deeply about their jobs. And the bottom line is that the economy down here is one of our long-term concerns as a consequence of the disaster.
As early as Saturday, you were in on meetings, Sean O'Keefe, the head NASA administrator, but also other congressmen, other important officials, already starting to talk about what is next for NASA and what happens to the space program.
Everybody involved at the top leadership levels, I believe including the President of the United States, takes the position that we're going to identify what the problem is, fix the problem, and get back up in space with manned flight. So we're excited about that. We hope we're talking about a matter of weeks and months for this fix and not years, as was in the case of the Challenger disaster. We're optimistic, but until you complete the investigation, you don't know exactly what it will take to fix the problem.
Well, because just about 2 football fields away from where we're standing, the vehicle assembly building, behind in that huge building is the shuttle Atlantis. It was supposed to launch on March 1st. Clearly, that's not going to happen.
Well, that's going to be delayed. How long it will be delayed, we don't know. Of course, we do have the International Space Station, and it has to be serviced, and the shuttle fleet is the ideal way to do that. So we're optimistic this is going to be a thorough, intense, but rapid investigation. The fix will take place very quickly.
Today's meeting is a meeting to meet with employees. It is not the memorial service. I understand there's plans to have one here separate from what's going to take place in Houston tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll have one at Johnson Control in Houston. We expect to have one perhaps Friday right here at Kennedy Space Center.
Very good. Congressman Tom Feeney. Congressman, thank you for your time and our condolences to the people who work here at Kennedy Center and the people in your district.
Thank you, Darren.
I appreciate it. Leon, back to you. That's the news this morning, not just that there'll be the memorial service in Houston, but also the one Friday right here at the Space Center.
Yeah, Darren, I just wondered if you've heard any reaction at all to the headlines or the report that was in the New York Times this morning about a report coming from members of the NASA Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel. Some of them saying that they've been more concerned about the safety of the shuttle project now than they've ever been in the past, and that some may have had a foreboding that something like this was likely to happen, if not on this mission, maybe someone in the future. Have you been hearing the sentiments that match that at all, or do people believe that kind of thing?
You know, Leon, to be honest, we're kind of sequestered here in an area that is just for the media and haven't had a chance to get out and talk with the people who work here at the center or get out in the community, so I really wouldn't feel comfortable commenting on that.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to be there for a while, so maybe perhaps you get a chance to talk to some people about that later on. Okay? All right, thanks. Thanks, partner. Sure.